Back again with another reaction as we get closer and closer to Michael 2026. This time we have a conversation with the director, Antoine Fuqua, and we're going to watch it and react to it.
It's a very spiritual journey, making a movie about someone like Michael. Michael was a big influence in my career as a director.
All right, as we go through this, I'm going to stop it and start it every once in a while, but he said that he was a influence to him as a director. Is there anyone out there that Michael Jackson has not influenced, that has known of him and the things that he has done? I think he's an influence for everyone and everything. Like that's, I mean, not to like, you know, downplay what he's saying, but I just feel like Michael is a inspiration for everyone, man.
Seeing how he refused to get put in a box as just a black artist only. So to be a young black man in this country and see people that look like me able to achieve international fame, it meant that there was no ceiling. If they can do it, someone like myself can do it.
100% agree with that, though. 100% agree with that. And I don't know if when I was younger, I necessarily thought about it in that sort of, at that sort of level, like, oh, because he's doing it, I can do it. But it's always good to see people who look like you be successful. And because of that, seeing him be successful made me proud. I don't necessarily think that it made me like, oh, I can be just as big. Like, no, it made me feel proud, though, to see someone who looked like me who was also being able to be successful.
So as a director, I've had that same battle of not getting put in the box. When I used to do videos, I didn't get the $1 million budgets. I got the $50,000 budget.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you guys know much about Antoine Fuqua, but he is very well known in the hip hop and R&B industry, especially back when I was younger. He directed and produced tons and tons of videos back in the day for different artists. So it's really cool to see him transition to this, and knowing that he's a part of this is going to give it that level of professionalism that I think that this type of movie deserves, and someone who is visionary and not just a person who's a director. Like, you can see the way the movie is shot and the way it's filmed, that there's a different sort of lens that it goes through, and not like an actual lens, but the cinematography comes across as someone who has shot music videos and stuff before. So I feel like that's going to be a huge benefit for this film.
But Michael was the first one that I saw really make an impact and crossover the way he did.
Yeah. Now, you talking about crossover. When I was younger, Michael Jackson would have his videos debut on CBS. I specifically remember the Bad video debuting on a Sunday on CBS. Like, I would go to church in the morning. We came back home. We got ready to go to church in the evening, and the video was going to be debuting that night. So, like, we stayed, watched it, and then ended up going to church. But anyway, I just remember, like, that's a different level of big. That's a different level of huge when you have like national network TV debuting your videos. Before, I've never seen anyone else do anything like that before. And for him to do that, they just literally would stop the world for this man's videos to debut. All y'all youngins out there, you guys don't know and don't understand. Just because something is popping on YouTube, like, it's not like that. This was like worldwide. The only thing that people were watching was this. And you can see the offshoots of that through the videos that I put out, through the videos that everybody else puts out, through the trailers and the millions and hundreds of millions of views that they've garnered already. This movie is going to be huge because he was the biggest thing ever.
Now, I'm not a Jackson. I can't do Michael. But in my own field, it gave me a lot of inspiration. Michael's whole life was giving to people this joy of his voice.
I knew you were different than.
Now, that's what I can't wait to see, is how they do the stuff when he was younger. Like, I'm really interested to see how the movie breaks down. Like, what is the time frame going to look like? I know that we get some of the stuff from his like middle of his career or early middle of his career. And we get some stuff when he was younger and stuff when he was like really little, performing with the Jackson 5, like early on. So I want to know where this breaks up and like what is the end of the movie going to look like, and if they're going to end up turning this into a having a sequel for it, because I got a feeling, man, this movie is going to be, it'll be top 5 biggest movie of 2026, guaranteed. And that's going to guarantee them making a second movie. And from what I understand, they shot enough footage that they can easily roll that out. So I can't wait to see where it ends. I just can't wait for everything.
The moment you were born, you have a very special right.
When I watched him on TV, he was always larger than life. For me as a filmmaker,
100%
it
larger than
wasn't a
life.
leap to see it in a cinematic way.
The Jackson family is the brand. That's our Coca-Cola.
I don't think you can understand Michael Jackson as a human being unless you went back and go on a bit of a journey. He was struggling between his love for his family and his love for his music.
Just have all these ideas in my head. Just gotta.
Yeah, and I feel like the movie is going to touch on that conflict that he had, especially with them when he wanted to branch out and start going to do things solo. There was a lot of pushback on that, especially from his family and especially his father. And not trying to say that there were negative connotations and implications about this, but they were. But his father wanted them to stay together. They had always been together. I'm not going to say that their father was in control of them together, and that was part of the reason why he wanted to do things together, but it 100% was, and that is one of the reasons why they ended up breaking up to begin with.
There's a language, there's a connection that's happening. He made music to transcend color and race.
I believe music can change the world.
Saying that he made music to transcend color and race is so true. And like I said, I'm proud. I'm a black man. I'm proud to see the things that he was able to do and accomplish. But just posting the videos that I've posted on this channel about this movie, it's crazy to see how widespread the views are and the people who have left comments. Like, it is amazing. He has not only impacted just our country, he's impacted the entire world. And I think and you understand that. But here we are 40, 50 years later, and that impact is still felt. It's still almost as strong as ever. Like, that just goes to show you what an amazing talent he was, what an amazing human he was, and that his legacy is still continuing to live on.
That's what makes him so special. That's where the magic lives. Michael's life was epic, but you have to still focus on the human being to understand who he was. And it was a rare opportunity to be making a film with people that really love Michael. My dream is for people to walk out feeling like they really understand Michael a little bit more.
Man, April 24th cannot get here soon enough. And I got a feeling when I walk out of that theater, like Antoine said, I am going to have a greater appreciation for what he was able to do. And also, this is just a celebration of his life, a big celebration of all of his accomplishments, and a big a celebration of the perseverance that he had as a person. I think they're going to show some of the things that he struggled with. They're also going to show a lot of his triumphs. I hope that they continue to make that balanced and round, and that it wasn't all perfect for him. It wasn't all great for him. And if they end up doing a second movie, I think we're going to touch on even more of that. But those struggles, those triumphs, everything in between made him the person who he is and turned him into the icon that he is today. So, man, the more I do, the more I see of this movie, the more excited I get. The more comments we get, the more views we get. Everybody seems to say the same thing. But I'm going to ask you this time, what do you guys think? Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop those comments below, and also know that Watch Stuff with Us will be in the mix in 2026, and especially for this Michael movie. My name is JD, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace and love.